to articulate the issues that we have right here in the country. And so, Mary Wamboyi, asante sana for creating time to speak to us this very morning. And here we are. It's a question of politics, and we're just 11 days to the general election. What do you make of the events so far?
I feel like there's a lot of questions. And we are really hoping that the elections will go well, because as it stands now, we don't know where people stand.
All right. Well, in terms of preparations, I know there's a bit of skepticism as to how the IEBC is handling this, as to how the people are aware of the things that they need to do. But would you say that we have made gains and strides democratically in comparison to the years that have been before?
Yes, I think we have.
We have?
Yes, I think we have.
One word to the IEBC, or one sentence to the IEBC in terms of, preparation for this election.
I'm really hoping that we'll not have to repeat the elections like we did last time. They will be ethical, just, and fair.
All right.
Yes.
Wherever it is that you are, do you suppose, or do you feel like there's been, that attempt to reach out to the people by the IEBC in terms of civic education, just to enlighten them of what to expect in this electioneering period?
I don't think we have.
You've not been, approached at any point?
No, I have not. Yes, they have not approached me, and I have not seen them approach anyone else unless they do it at a different time.
Do you properly understand what will be expected of you once you get to the ballot, if at all you're going to vote?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
From the onset, from looking at the register and to the line and getting into the room?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, that's good. Kiambu, you are a voter there, or you are just, suppose probably working there, or you visiting?
I work and live here, so I'll be voting from Kiambu County.
A tough race, I must admit, especially that one of the gubernatorial position. What would you make of it so far?
I'd say let the best person win.
Let us do what?
Let the best person win.
Oh, here?
Yeah, sure.
And of course, that's technically what everybody would say. Did you watch the presidential debates?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
You didn't?
Yes.
Oh, naishi Kenya gani tena Kiambu? Why did you not? Everybody was watching TV. Mary, why did you not watch?
I feel like if it was supposed to be a debate,
but at least
4 people.
You've had people speak of it, right?
Yes.
What do you make of the 4 presidents or presidential candidates that we have today? Wajakoya, Wahiga Mwaure, Deputy President William Ruto, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga.
They all have different manifestos, and I feel like they have the best interest for this country on their own personal perspective. Yeah, so it's all upon us to choose who is best for us.
Out of the 4, you are confident that one of them, if one of them takes from President Uhuru Kenyatta, that at least the best interest that you speak of will be instrumental towards making the nation a better one?
Yes.
Okay. President Uhuru Kenyatta's reign. Unasema nini kuhusiana na, the Jubilee government as a Kenyan? Today we're talking about the high cost of living, the question of corruption, the problems of integrity that is at the leadership level. What can you say about President Uhuru Kenyatta's government as he is about to exit?
I think and I feel like we are all human. And as much as there has been corruption, the roads have improved. The work that they have done, their projects that they have done, they've improved some of our facilities. So there is just a good and a bad, which is a win-win situation.
Okay. Interesting view right there. So this is the very first time that we're actually getting to speak to a woman on Rauka na Morning Cafe, in the sense of the phone calls that we get to receive. And so asante sana Mary Wamboi. But before I let go of you, the involvement of women in leadership, the fact that today we have women that have, given themselves out there to go and serve the people of Kenya. They have, had their names listed as to candidates that will take certain positions in, politics. What do you make about women in leadership?
I love it.
What do you love in it? Yes.
Because women lead. And having women in those positions, I'm thinking it is a very good thing for the society, because women are focused when it comes to what they really want their homes to be. And we take the society as their home.
All right, and therefore we would expect so much. I am told that, yes, we would not be lucky enough to have Mary Wamboi longer. Mary Wamboi calling us all the way from Kiambu County. Sana, a couple of things that we speak of at that very moment. And the beauty of it is that today we see women making those phone calls, making those attempts, engaging with men in terms of understanding politics in the country. I think that's the most beautiful thing. Those ones that have been here long enough will tell you that this space really wasn't for women, and if at all it was open, or it was left open for them to join in, most of the times they really did not see the importance of the same. But today the cards have changed, and today it's a different conversation. The numerous times that I get to host female panelists on a set is one thing that is commendable as well. One thing that we need to appreciate is the fact that they have come out to say that enough said, in as much as we appreciate the question of affirmative action, that we should always let it there to run away from the patriarchal society. They also remind us that they do not want it to be handed to them on silver platter, and that they will go out there alongside the men, battle it out. That is why we have very many gubernatorial candidates who are women. That is why we have very many of them that are members of parliament candidates. We have very many that are going out there to be members of county assemblies, and this for sure is something that needs to be appreciated. Very many of them are targeting the senatorial bid, and that is to tell you that we are coming from that phase where a woman's place was looked at as the kitchen, and to a phase where we say educate a girl child, appreciate the contribution of the girl child in governance and in matters society. And in appreciating them, we are having this conversation of the 2/3 gender rule, one that has not really been successful at the level of parliament, to a point where we had the former Chief Justice David Maraga advising the president to dissolve parliament in vain. And up until date, we still are having this conversation. A majority of members of parliament are pretty much against this. They say it would be impossible for us to realize the 2/3 gender rule, at least for now. But then again, many argue that this is a constitutional requirement, and therefore it's incumbent upon the leaders to push further to make sure that we successfully implement the 2/3 gender rule. The conversation is on, and what we wait to say is how best we would be able to achieve this in the next parliament that will be having, our 10th parliament, so to speak, whether there's going to be some essence of goodwill. But that is a question of wait and see. Peter from Nyahururu? Nyeri, yes. I'm told that Peter is calling us from Nyeri County. Peter, good morning.
Good morning.
Asante sana kwa kupiga simu. Uko salama?
Niko salama, labda nini?
Tuko salama, tunashukuru. Siasa Nyeri zinawapeleka vipi?
Siasa zimepamba moto hizi wiki mbili za mwisho. Sasa ndio tunaanza kuona hata wale wenye wako wanaonekana.
Yeah. All right.
Wameanza kuuza manifesto zao, wengine wameanza kuongezea zenye walikuwa wametupea.
When you say, so you're comfortable for us to speak Swahili or Kizungu?
Any can do.
Any can do. And so I'll ask you this. When you say wale ambao hamkuwa mnawaona sasa wamejitokelezea, inamaanisha nini? Kwa sababu tulikuwa tunajua kwamba muda wa campaign hauko umefika. Kwa hivyo we had very many candidates that were out there campaigning when it was not time. Perhaps this was time for them to come out. And do you think they have lost so much in terms of winning support from the people by coming in late?
Yeah, they have lost a lot. Because those who started earlier, watu wengi wako familia na watu wenye wameanza saa hizi, I think they will lose the familiarity with the people.
Does it not make you feel uncomfortable that perhaps this ones that started earlier started when it was not time, and therefore that brings to the fore integral matters or integral issues?
Yeah, because those who started earlier wanaweza kuwa hawakuwa na manifesto mzuri, lakini wenye wanatokea kwa sasa wako na manifesto mzuri, lakini I feel they will lose a lot because we'll end up choosing the wrong leader, while those who had good intentions hatukuwajua in good time.
Yeah. All right, the national politics, before we speak of anything about Nyeri, or perhaps just to start with Nyeri, those ones that are coming in late, the gubernatorial race, which is the biggest at the level of the county. What do you make of it?
Come again?
Let's talk about Nyeri County in particular, yeah? And, just looking at the race down there, the gubernatorial one, which is the biggest. What do you make of the situation on ground, and what are the possibilities of certain key leaders getting this?
I can't get you clearly.
You cannot get me clearly? I'm asking about Nyeri politics.
Yes.
Siasa za Nyeri unaziona vipi?
Siasa za Nyeri zimepamba moto, especially the gubernatorial seat. Iko na very capable leaders. And it will be very difficult to choose who will lead us.
But whoever wins, do you think Nyeri is safe when you say that it has capable leaders?
Yeah, I think the gubernatorial seat has capable leaders, so will not lose so much in case any one of them gets the seat.
Okay. National politics, siasa za nchi nzima, sijui unaziona vipi wewe?
Siasa za nchi nzima ziko na, kwanza the presidential seat very, hatujui nani atachukua, lakini we hope the one who gets in atatulilia sisi kama wa Kenya, uchumi rudi chini, kwa sababu uchumi umetukimbisha. We just hope the best.
When you say that, hatujui nani atachukua, are you in the class of those ones that believe it's a two-horse race? Ya kwamba this one is for Right Honorable Raila Odinga or Deputy President William Ruto, or you have some essence of belief on these other two as well?
I think probably hata mimi najua tu it's a two-horse race. Hao wengine hata hawajawaona huko wakifanya campaign. Maore nimemsikia juzi. So I think it's a two-horse race.
How safe are we as a country with Right Honorable Raila Odinga or with Deputy President William Ruto? We have seen them long enough. They have been in this game. We have seen them being bestowed with, positions of members of parliament. And, at the small levels, then we use their track record to just get to see whether they are good enough for the country. These two gentlemen, just how safe is the country in the hands of either of them? Or any of them?
The safety of the country depends on the Kenyans. We can't say it depends on Raila or on Ruto. It depends on us. If we all come together and decide it's Raila taking the seat, Ruto taking the seat, or either just make a peaceful election, I think our country will be safe. But if we start fighting against each other because of these leaders, we'll end up losing, and sisi ndio tutaumia.
Yes, that peace begins with you and me, and I think that's a very important point. But again, the leadership of a nation is crucial, instrumental in the growth of this very nation. That is why today we speak about the government of Jubilee Party, and as well the next government that will take up from the Jubilee government. And once again, I'll ask this question: in the hands of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, in the hands of Deputy President William Ruto, do you think these gentlemen are capable to steer the country into a direction that will be friendlier than that of their predecessor?
Yeah, I think they are capable because both of them have a very big experience and a very long one in politics.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what is affecting the Kenyans. If they just stick to that, I think we'll be safe, and I think they are capable.
They are capable. Well, the high cost of living. Hebu tuambie kama Nyeri ukiingia kwa supermarket unga ni 100.
I think juzi tu the beginning of this week ndio nimeona unga imeanza kushuka 100, but not at all the places. Kuna place wanasema hiyo stock walinunua bei kali, so tugoja wanunue stock ya bei imeko chini watuuzie na hiyo bei ya 100.
Mhm. Unaweza kusema nini kuhusu hilo? Kwa sababu sasa unajua, I am also one of the few people who've gone to the supermarket and unfortunately nikapata unga haijashuka bei. Tunachezwa because remember this declaration, this order was only for 28 days, and therefore when 28 days elapse, kama mtu hajafikia unga ya 100 ni hivyo tu.
Mimi nadhani hata hapo tulichezwa kwa sababu so far mimi hata wenye nasikia wamenunua na 100 wako mbali within where I live, hakuna unga inauzwa 100, so ni kama walitucheza.
Well, sawa then. Peter, asante sana for speaking to us. As we get to the general election, what would be your message to the people of Kenya? And I know and appreciate that you acknowledge that it is incumbent upon us to make sure that we have a peaceful coexistence.
Kile kitu naweza ambia wa Kenya, we stick together, we have a peaceful election, and God will be done.
Asante sana, Peter, calling us from Nyeri County, for speaking to us this morning. So much feedback coming from you as well. We have one Bray Otolo who says, thank you so much, Linda, for the great shows, and the gentleman that earlier on debated, that is Honorable Sankok, as well as communication strategist Mark Bichache. It is important that we realize that these leaders really do not have the interest of Kenyans at heart. We can only cross fingers that perhaps watashikwa na Mungu. That's an interesting one. Joy Keria says, asante sana for a great session this morning. We want to remind Kenyans that peace begins with you, and therefore let us all be ambassadors of peace. Asante sana, Joy, for that. Lois Amatele is watching us this morning, says, good show, and asante sana for always articulating the matters of the people of Kenya as well. Others articulating or also responding to the gentleman earlier on, and therefore I might not go through that because they are not here to respond. But a majority of Kenyans have a general feeling that so far we have it all calm in terms of preparing for the general election, and they all hope that it will be as peaceful as it is all